Sportscenter. PTI is back in a couple of minutes. We'll debate what NBA team that's down 0-2 can make a comeback. Kevin's in Detroit for the NFL draft, but we've got it covered from here. What are the Cowboys doing? That's the tweet. Plus 3 huge game 2s in the NBA tonight. Can the Bucks win without Giannis? And LeBron can do without the refs. All of that, it's jam-packed. But we're going to start actually out west. How about the Clippers and the Mavericks facing off with LA looking to go up 2-0 in the series? Tonight will be the 30th career playoff game for Luka Doncic. He scored at least 30 points in the playoffs 18 times. That's one shy of tying Elgin Baylor for the most through a player's first 3 playoff games, behind only Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain. That's the company. After missing game 1, Kawhi Leonard remains questionable with a knee injury. The Clippers went 7-7 without Leonard during the regular season, but have lost 4 of the last 5 without him in the postseason if you go back to 2021. Now, winning the first game of this series has not always led to playoff success for the Clippers. The fans are like, we get it already. They're 4-7 all time when they hold a 1-0 lead in a best-of-7 series, the worst win percentage by any active franchise in that same scenario. And we've got our reporters on the scene all over it in LA. Tim McMahon has the Mavs, Young Masuk with the Clippers, and that's exactly where we'll start, with you. The latest on Kawhi Leonard. When potentially could we see a return to the court for him?
Elle, as you know, there's always a little bit of mystery surrounding Kawhi Leonard. I did see him this morning walk onto the floor just as shoot-around started when the media was kicked out. Yesterday, he participated in practice, but Ty Lue said there was no contact in that practice. I have been told that he is progressing and he is doing more. The team and Kawhi Leonard, frankly, are going to have to weigh if he plays tonight, or do you give him an extra 3 days off before Friday's Game 3? Make sure he's right, because the Clippers are going to be in this for the long haul. They're going to try to win this series and advance, and then hopefully maybe try to make it to their first Western Conference Finals, depending on who they play the next round. So this is something that they have been looking for. They need a healthy Kawhi Leonard. He has not played now in 9 straight games. I asked Norm Powell this morning, what did you learn? What did this team learn without Kawhi Leonard in April, especially in wins over Denver, Cleveland, and Phoenix? He said, we learned we have enough. That is a sentiment that Paul George said, but he also did add, with Kawhi Leonard, we're well over the top. We have to find out when Leonard will be back.
Yeah, here's something that I learned after game 1. If James Harden goes full vintage mode again, he certainly buys them a little bit more time. Even without Kawhi, by the way, the Clippers 1.5-point favorites tonight. That's according to ESPN Bet. Young Masuk with the latest on that side. As for the Mavs side, well, you take a look at what happened here. Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving scoring or assisting on 80 of the Mavs' 97 points in last Sunday's loss, but only one other Mav even touched double figures. They had 10 of the team's 14 assists, which were a season low for Dallas, by the way, and they only missed 2 shots at the free throw line, while the rest of the team missed 6 of their attempts. It was one of those toss it out the trash, burn it. We welcome Tim McMahon, who's with the Mavs right now. Coming off game 1 where they had an incredibly slow start, Tim, what was Jason Kidd's message to the team heading into tonight?
Yeah, Jason Kidd told me that he had a real simple message. One thing he emphasized to the team was relax. He felt like they were nervous, they were uptight coming out in game 1. You know, look, you look at the starting lineup. Derrick Jones Jr. had only played in 1 playoff series. Same for Daniel Gafford. P.J. Washington was making his playoff debut, and he felt like those guys were pressing a little bit. I mean, Gafford readily acknowledged that he was a complete no-show in the game. 14 minutes, no rebounds, got outplayed by Ivica Zubac. As he said, I have to be better than that. And play the way they played the last 6 weeks of the season. That's kind of what Jay Kidd is stressing them. They were certainly loose after shoot-around today. Half-court shooting contest, all kinds of messing around. For what it's worth, Luka Doncic swished both of the attempts that I saw him take.
There you go. I mean, listen, for what it's worth, it can't really get worse than what we saw from the Mavs in the first half. They scored 30 points, 9 for 41 from the field, fewest points in a first half in franchise postseason history. But I mentioned James Harden, so more specifically, Tim, what's the Mavs' game plan to slow him down after he hung 28 on him in game 1?
Well, obviously they've got to play him better on the defensive end, but they really felt like they let him off the hook on the other end of the floor. They did not make James Harden work defensively. So, will he have his legs for those step backs if they're putting him in action after action after action? making him guard, trying to attack him on the other end. They felt like they let him relax. They let him just be a help defender and stand still on a lot of defensive possessions. So I would anticipate that the Mavericks will make a priority trying to hunt James Harden and make him guard.
He had his fingerprints all over that game, scored or assisted on 49 points, and we showed a couple of those threes that he made, 6 of them in total in that game. Tim McMahon with the latest ahead of Game 2. Thank you. How about in the East? Game 2, Sixers led the Knicks by 5 points with 30 seconds and lost. Did you see this game? Jalen Brunson got a shooter's bounce on a 3, makes it a 2-point game. Dante DiVincenzo made his second attempt at a 3 to put New York ahead. Philly now trails 0-2, one of the wildest endings. And the Lakers blew an even bigger lead, 20 points in the second half. And after LeBron missed an open 3 with 13 seconds to go, Jamal Murray then hits the buzzer beater to win it all. Tony and Mike have more in studio in tonight's PTI bonus topic.